his face and said, "Behind me are the 6 doors of wrath. Each door has a different path with different trials and levels of punishment. Depending on how you lived your mortal life will ultimately decide which way you will go." I screamed, "I don't want to spend the rest of eternity suffering here." He lifted his eyes away from my file and said, "You don't spend eternity in hell. Think of the path as a life learning guide. You walk through it, receive your punishment, and when you finish, you have a chance to return to Earth and live a new life with a clean slate, or return to the one you are currently living in." That lifted some of the weight that I was feeling in my chest. I smiled and said, "That doesn't sound so bad. I just had to walk down some path. How bad could it be?" "Okay," he said, took a deep breath and said, "You generally lived a somewhat good life. A little bit of a drinker, I see, but overall a family man. I see that in your last moments you had a fit of rage and killed your family. After that you went and hung yourself, and now you are here." He smiled. "Me? Murdered my family? No, impossible." I could not believe what he was saying to me. "There must be some mistake," I yelled. He replied, "Hell makes no mistakes." I could not believe it. I couldn't even recall that I had a family in the first place. I could remember my wife, but kids? I couldn't recall ever having them, and if I did, could I have really murdered them in cold blood? I couldn't stomach the idea of me doing something as heinous as taking the lives of the people I love. The problem was that I could not recall it happening at all, or why I would be tempted to do it in the first place. What circumstances could I have been under to decide that it would be the best thing to do? My head was spinning with possibilities. I hear the words, "It's time to go, Jason." He walks me to the very last door. The door looked very dense and rigged. There was an indentation of an agonizing face that made up the whole door. The face looked like someone who was put to death in the worst possible way. Eyes looking toward the ceiling, mouth open in discomfort. The door almost looked like it was in pain.